Hi, my name is Shelby Moody, and I'm so excited to get to share with you my leadership philosophy today, as well as share a little bit about the process the past 6 or 7 weeks of how it's been refined and defined, how it's changed a little bit since before I took this class. I'll start with my personal definition for leadership is using your strengths to help a team align on a common goal or vision. My definition for management is coordinating strengths of individuals on a team in order to reach a goal. So the difference in my mind of those two philosophies or working definitions are that leadership is really focused on aligning around a vision and alignment among a team. And what do I do as a leader to get people bought in and committed to a vision or a mission of an organization? And management is, okay, now that we're bought in, what are the action steps and how do I delegate and manage people's strengths in order to get things done? It's very action focused rather than vision focused. Some of my commitments as a part of my leadership philosophy are that a leader commits to understanding their followers, the mission of the team, and how to best utilize individual members in order to achieve that mission. A leader also sets the focus of the team on the mission of the organization rather than on themselves. A leader constantly and consistently clarifies and reinforces the mission, vision, and values of the organization. And this is about a commitment to clarity and a commitment to the mission, vision, and values of the organization involves reinforcing that always with team members. My personal commitments include seeking to understand others' strengths, areas of opportunity for growth, individual development goals, and communication styles. So trying to understand that about those around me and my team will be one of my top priorities as a leader. Another commitment is helping others learn how to leverage their strengths and manage their weaknesses in order to achieve their goals and the goals of the team. I'll also commit to the team's mission, vision, and shared values and ensure that all of my decisions reflect them. And I'll talk about this a little bit more with one of my strengths from the Strengths Finder assessment being belief and commitment to mission, vision, and values that I've bought into. My personal protocols include I will assume positive intent among all of my teammates. I will take action toward solutions rather than complaining. I will delegate decisions clearly and definitively when necessary. I will address feedback conversations in a depersonalized and timely manner. I will approach individuals and the team with solutions rather than problems whenever possible. And I will speak only for myself. And my expectations of others strongly align with my expectations for myself. But I expect others to assume my positive intent. I expect others to ask me for clarification or explanation when something isn't clear. To give me timely, clear, and concise feedback. Give me space and time to process and make important decisions, and be able to give me purpose behind projects or tasks that I'm assigned. So the why behind what I'm doing. I'm really excited to get to talk about my core values. It's actually my favorite portion of my leadership philosophy. Like I said, one of my strengths that I'll talk about later is belief, and that to me is really committing to what I know about myself and about a team that I'm working on. And what I know about myself is that I do value these 4 things that I'm about to share with you. They're in order of importance to me, and I also have my own personal working definitions for what these mean to me. So the first one is humility. It's not about me. Taking the focus off of myself and putting it on what's going on around me, whether it be the people or the situation, but thinking of myself after I'm thinking about others. The next one is service. What needs to be done and how can I help? Nothing is not your job. it's a pet peeve of mine when people think that certain jobs are beneath them. I don't mean to tell people that they should overstep their boundaries or ignore their job description and not focus on those things, but I think an attitude of service just allows us to step out of our normal day-to-day and serve those around us, and that is the foundation of what a leader is, in my opinion. A leader is nothing if not servant-hearted and focused on serving their team. The next one's perspective. There's always more than one, so I'm always trying to understand the person next to me, where they're coming at, where they're coming from, how they got to the mindset that they're in right now, and how they got to the action and the decisions that they're at right now. My final one is grit, and this one used to be adaptability. I changed it about a year ago to grit. You can handle more than you think you can. People sell themselves short all the time thinking, I can't do this, this is out of my wheelhouse, it's not a strength of mine, I'll let somebody else do it, or it's too hard, I've never done it before. I hear those things all the time, and you can handle more than you think you can. To me personally, I challenge myself daily to just get through some stuff that either I don't want to get through or I'm scared to get through. But there's a level of grit that you've got to have just to get through things that you might not want to do. Some strengths that came from the StrengthsFinder assessment. The first one is adaptability. And to me, that relates really closely to my value of grit. Just being able to adapt in a lot of different circumstances and go with the flow in that way. My coworkers would say that I'm really unfazed by change or making changes on the fly even. I like agendas and I like organization, but I'm not afraid to change on the fly, and I would say that that's really clear in my work, and my coworkers point that out to me. Next strength is belief, and like I said, this relates really closely to how much I value committing to personal values and also a vision and mission of a team. When I'm bought into the mission of an org or a team, I'm bought in, and I'm working constantly to figure out, are we staying aligned to this mission? How are we not? What do we do to keep in stride with what we say we're about? The next one's analytical. To me, this means knowing the why behind what I do. I think that knowing the why behind what you do instills ownership and understanding and the ability to teach others what you do. And all of that is so important, and I don't think you can get to that point until you know why you're doing the processes or whatever it is that you're doing professionally and personally. Harmony, to me, plays out in my professional life as wanting to collaborate with teams and with people that I work with. I don't compete as much in conflict resolution. Rather, I'm looking to collaborate and find the best right solution, as there are usually a lot of right solutions, and trying to find the best one that embodies not only my values, but the vision and the values of everybody on the team. Relator, this one is my last one and the one that surprised me the most, because when I think relator, I think outgoing and I think extrovert, and that's not me at all. But relator in this sense is trying to understand people, and that is something that I really do value, whether I think on it often or not. But I really do. It goes back to my value of perspective. Try to understand where people are coming from and how they've gotten to the point they're at in their life, to the decisions they've made, to the mindset they're bringing to the table. Really trying to understand and connect and relate with that person. Some course reflections. I'll talk about the authors first. So with StrengthsFinder, Rathan Kanchi really focused on owning your strength and using it to your advantage as a leader, and also building teams around you that complement your strengths and your weaknesses. So that was a great takeaway from that text, and something that I'm gonna really hold on to and try to commit to my leadership growth. Nordhaus, through the really scientific methodology and approach work and case studies, we read a lot about different approaches, which more or less aligned with what I already think of leadership, depending on the approach. But it was a great exercise in reading the criticisms of each approach, and do I see this strength or this criticism in what I already do, or do I not? George's True North was great because it focused so much on aligning yourself to your purpose, and how do we challenge ourselves to stay committed to that purpose through challenges, through ebbs and flows of life and leadership and teams that never stay consistent, but how do we stay consistent through all of that change? Edersheim's Drucker was my favorite text. She did such a great job of taking what she learned from him and the conversations she had with him and his experiences and applying it to what does this mean for me, Shelby, as a leader, and what does it mean today in our leadership. These lessons are timeless, and he had so much insight and wisdom, even being, this larger than life, affected millions of people and millions of dollars, and it's still so relatable to me as an individual. Kuzi and Posner's Leadership Challenge was exactly that. It showed so many case studies and true stories of leaders that had faced challenges, and I saw so much opportunity and growth through these stories, and it really challenged me to look for those opportunities myself. A lot of times these leaders I was reading about were so innovative and insightful and aware of what's going on around them, and it's challenged me to think, am I doing a good job at that? In a lot of ways, I don't think I am. So it's a challenge of growth for me. And then finally, James, read this text a million times in my life, never through the lens of leadership, never through the lens of what does this mean for me as a leader professionally. But so insightful when I did approach it that way. One of the biggest things that hit me was especially James 3, talking about from the same mouth can't come praise and curse. That's a paraphrase, not verbatim, but and it directly links to our leadership and my leadership, because I have to be aware of what I'm putting out and what I'm communicating to my team, and that has to be a consistent statement, not verbal. I mean, both verbal and personal and professional statement of who am I as a leader, how do I value the team and the organization and the mission, and that has to be consistent, or else my team's not going to respect me or understand me or be motivated by me if they see inconsistency in my leadership. So 3 key learnings from this course were that leadership is about relationships, first and foremost. How others view us matters. How others are affected by us matters. Our relationships matter with our team members. And that self-awareness is at the heart of leadership. So that has to be the first thing a leader does, is understand themselves before they can understand others around them. And also, going back, self-awareness is, I really believe, a lifelong process. I think if I'm 70 years old and still living and working, I'll still be learning about myself. An action item I'm taking away is how to articulate how you've been impacted to those who have impacted you, and how important that is to share with others the mark they've had in your path. So that's the end of my leadership philosophy. I'd love to continue this conversation and answer any questions or talk about how this relates to your leadership philosophy, if it does at all or if it doesn't at all. So